Today we will learn a little bit more about your computer. For that we will use a software called CoreFreq to monitor and visualize your CPU activity. Well, interesting by itself. This will be a great occasion for you to discover what it means compiling a program and to understand what an open source software is. Before going further, we need to ensure you have on your computer the tools required to build a new software. This is the only part of this video that will depend on your exact distribution. For Debian and Debian-based distributions like Ubuntu, you will need to install a couple of packages. For Fedora, Red Hat and CentOS, and their derivatives, all the required tools will be part of the Development Tools group. By the way, I didn't invent that. All was mentioned in the CoreFreq README file. It's always a good idea to take a look at the README file of a project. Now we have the required tools, but still not the CoreFreq software by itself, so we will need to download it. But here, instead of downloading a zip or tar archive containing the software, we will use a tool called Git. Git is a tool primarily designed for developers and that helps them to track changes and synchronize their work with other developers. Basically, we are now in the same situation as a new developer starting to work on CoreFreq. What you can see here is called the source code of the project. This is a program as written by the programmers, but your computer can't execute that program for now. We need to translate the source code into something your computer can understand. This extra step is called the compilation. We could compile individual files one by one, but this is a tedious process. To automate that task, CoreFreq, like many other projects, use a tool called make. That command will trigger all the necessary steps to transform the source code into some executable program. Okay, it's done. That means now you have the CoreFreq software ready to run on your computer. Still according to the README file, the software is made of 3 different executable files. The first one is a kernel module. This is a part of the software that will run at very low level, close to the hardware. You start that part by using the Linux kernel tool insmod. The second part of the software is the daemon. That's just a fancy name for a program that will run continuously on your computer, waiting for incoming requests. In CoreFreq, the daemon will serve as a bridge between the low-level kernel module and the client user interface, which is the last part of CoreFreq. And now you can start examining the performances of your processor. Or you can go further by pressing the F2 key in order to reveal the CoreFreq menu. For example, you can see the FFmpeg tool I'm currently using to capture my screen. I strongly encourage you to take some time now to experiment by yourself on your own system, and to try to understand the various information displayed by CoreFreq. Okay, I hope you had fun observing your live CPU performances. But let's quit the client for now, as before leaving you, I wanted to give you a taste of what an open source program is. This is the source code of the CoreFreq daemon. Did you notice the daemon displayed some information when we started it? Here are the instructions in charge of displaying that message. We will not try today to understand the meaning of those instructions, but I wanted to show you how having access to the source code allows you to adapt a software to your needs. For example, let's say we want the daemon to display its starting date and time. This is something we can do by adding a few lines to the source code. Let's save our changes and restart the daemon, and our new message is not displayed. What has gone wrong? To give you a clue, I missed an important step. You see what I mean? We've changed the source code, but we didn't compile it to update the executable program. Simply said, we didn't execute the make command. So let's fix that and try it again. And this time our updated message is displayed. Of course, we've only made a minor change here. But in fact, you could make any kind of changes to the software. You could add a new feature or fix a bug. And you can share your modifications with the other users of that software. This is what open source means. And that concludes our video. As always, I hope you liked it, and if you did, don't forget to subscribe to this channel.